sorry about the noise. I don't know what I can do about it. I'm in the red beast. Usually it goes away at a certain speed, but oh man. Hey Ryan, what's going on, man? Trying to go through rush hour here. You can probably tell where I am. The back of this car rattles. Oh, you're in Lakewood Ranch. Nice. We joke that we call that East Bradenton because it's technically Bradenton, but why I don't leave earlier in the day to go to Cape Coral, beyond the other reasons. I don't know why this thing is still, it might just be because I have stuff in the trunk, I'm not sure. That's gotta be, is that rattling pretty annoying? Hopefully it's not that annoying. A lot of this you guys haven't seen during the day on the vlog. Lots of Fox stuff. I haven't even seen that place during the day really, so. Kind of going away now that I can go the right speed. Okay, good. I guess I can hear it, but the mic on this is pretty good. It's not picking it up. It's filtering it a little bit. So sorry. I'm in a car that you guys probably haven't seen. My red Altima. I got rid of it right around the time I started streaming. I sold it to my sister because her boyfriend. Anyway. I'm borrowing it for a little while because just putting miles on this thing versus my truck is just a lot. I'm considering my options as far as like purchasing a different car or leasing a car. So I'm also considering my options to brake check the guy behind me. But this is pretty much, now that we're kind of like starting to get into season, this is pretty much the way traffic just is this time of day here. Because you only have 41 and 75 heading, we're heading east technically, but yeah. I mean, this time of day there really isn't a passing lane, it's just two lines of traffic, but I got a GMC Sierra behind me that likes my rear end apparently. Unfortunately, this isn't a truck, so it's a little bit more. Whoa there, buddy! Keep your lane there, sir. You don't want to. I don't know. Usually, this only happens at 40 miles an hour. The whole rattling. Why? Sometimes you just need to get past a few vehicles and you're good to go. Like it doesn't look like, it isn't like we're just, everyone's going at a different speed. There, watch. I'm gonna do a little thing here. And we got away from it. The upside to this vehicle is it has the 3.5 liter V6 they put in the 350Z. So, all these guys just tailgating each other for no reason. Never really understood that. Anyway, I sound like an old man, like, criticizing, but these guys just aren't driving safely. I kind of like to drive like a motorcycle where you always have to look for like the most defensive place to kind of drive when you're around people that don't know how to, or just kind of driving erratically or whatever the case may be. you can probably notice if I were to turn around, it'd be quite, the glare would be terrible. So that's why I don't like driving home at this time, like back from Cape Coral. So. Put on some lights. Yeah, the things that people do just to get home like an extra minute or so sooner. I don't know. I want to think about how many people have died doing it or got badly injured. But I might post it on the Faulkner's Palms Facebook page so everyone can see it. I got a picture of a guy in a dress riding like the rattiest looking old Chinese scooter, and in leather sandals, and a helmet. Oddly enough. I mean, I guess he's smart about protecting his head, but I haven't done a lot of Palm stuff lately. I just actually made a video today updating those Royals that you guys have seen, the latest videos. And I've actually just been doing a lot. I guess the real reason I really haven't been doing a whole lot of vlogs, I've been trying to buy a house, and it's a real pain in the ass. Like it's such a pain in the ass. I really don't want to do it because the market's just too high, and it's like borderline unaffordable. Yeah, buddy. Okay. What is that? Like a tag he printed off the internet? I miss the driving in Virginia. Everybody's so nice. They don't tailgate. They don't like recklessly speed. Well, that's probably because Virginia cops were like very hardcore about their speeding. That's a nice looking BMW, by the way. I know. I might just end up leasing a place. That's what kind of. I wonder if that's a convertible. It looks like it should be. Maybe from New Jersey. Oh, I have no problem doing this thing. Yeah, 65 and a 35, man. I mean, I can't say I haven't done that before, but over time you kind of learn that you have no response time. I'm just gonna keep on choosing whichever lane is moving faster. Kind of just go with it. Kind of tell, yeah. All right, you want to cut me off, and I just go into the lane. But at least the Palms are much more viewable during this time of day than me doing this at sunset, like right at sunset. So the plus there. You guys really don't hear that much. I'm sure a lot of people are driving home and aren't able to watch the vlog. Oh, I didn't find any more, Bob. I know you had asked. I didn't realize that was you on your Facebook page. Yeah, I thought I had another package. I think what happened was I do like a mystery package where someone pays X amount of dollars, including shipping, and I ship it out and just fill it with seeds that like might be a little bit older or just aren't selling. And I think I might have thrown the last pack in there. So that's a nice Force. That's a nice BMW. I'm sure it's like 65 grand though. Oh. Yeah, I will probably have some in stock relatively soon. That's the kind of thing you want to grow during the summer because that way they'll germinate real fast and they can grow up and then kind of hang out and not really do as much during the winter time. You guys can't see this, but this car is missing its front. My car is missing its front bumper and grill, and it's pushed in. The hood is dented. It's quite hilarious, actually. It's the kind of car, like, if you see rolling up in the dark, like, you just walk away from. But I didn't crash the car. Alan did. And so people just kind of stay away from you. It's actually pretty funny. But it still runs like a top. I mean, knock on wood, I don't want to break down on the way down here, but it's got like 176,000 miles on it. But it's got the V6, so it's like pretty fast for like a almost 15-year-old vehicle now. All right, we're gonna be going through a lot of stoplights here. Get to hear the noise of the open road or the fully trafficked road. Oh wow! I'd love to see those pictures. Yeah, I probably should have either left later or left earlier. Leaving now wasn't. Oh, another car wash. How amazing. 12 years ago, there was nothing here. None of this existed. I think the Perkins was there in the ABC store. It's what you need, just some greasy food and some liquor. I don't know if you guys know about this, but it's kind of become like a national story. Oh, they're seeds. Okay. Tell him that the Palm Father would like his cut. Here we go. Open road. Sorry about the wind noise. That'll go down in a minute or two. And this car just shakes a little bit, so unfortunately the camera will shake a little bit. I hope it's not giving anybody vertigo. She's still Kia, where everything is huge. Oh, the Palm. I got you. What time is it? Hello, Stingray, Stingray. Where are you from? Hey, Mercury. Car kind of smells funky, so I'm just airing it out. Oh, where'd he go? South Carolina, yeah. I think you've been on here before. No, don't rattle. Stop rattling, car. This car has, well, for those not in the U.S., this car has almost 300,000 kilometers on it, so. You guys saw this car and how dirty it was and how messed up it was, you guys would. I'm headed to Cape Coral just for a night. I'm not in the truck, as you can probably notice by the peeling paint on the hood of this car. This was once a nice car that I owned. It was in like perfect. I used to wax this car. Now it's like, oh. I think, do they have the Nissan Altima in Australia, Mercury? Sometimes they give you guys different versions. You guys usually get the cooler vehicles. Oh, this is bad traffic. This sucks. I mean, it's not like New York traffic, but it's still pretty, it's not fun. This is where I wish I had the Tesla on autopilot. Yeah, it's Nissan's mid-size vehicle. So we are in Port Charlotte, as you can see by the sign on the right, the town center. Although that's definitely not the town center. We're not even in the city of Port Charlotte, so Florida's really good at naming things. Yeah, I didn't see that coming. Yeah, look it up and see what the Australian version would be. Like, right, that car that just passed us is the Lexus IS 300 in the US, but it's the Toyota Altezza in Australia. It shows that there's nobody watching. It's kind of sad. May not be true, but okay. Plugging in the phone. There we go. This guy's smoking a cigar with the windows closed in his. Man, I'm ready for summer to end here. We had like 3 days below 70 degrees so far. It feels like this morning was nice, and around noon it started getting kind of like, you know, probably got up to like 87, 88 today. Whee! Sometimes when I'm bored, I just kind of do the weirdest things. Oh, another strip mall. Oh, sweet. With more franchises. Hey Chris, how's it going? I'm just rolling in the here. I'm gonna see if you guys can see this. There we go. See how this is like. You like that Rayfield Regalis, the largest leafed plant, the entire plant kingdom. It's just so funny because this car was like this, like the 3.5 SE Special Edition. Like back in the day, this was like the top level Ultima you get besides the SER, which is a 6-speed manual. But now it's just a African Palms. Yeah, see, it's so shaky on this end that it's better that. There we go. Back from 2012 to 2014, I owned one of those, that red car. I used to have one. I had a black one. It was good to me. It handled well, got good gas mileage. Let's turn this a little bit. There we go. Sorry about my new mount. I kind of had, it's hard because my magnetic piece on this phone cover is, yeah, there's a guy in town that has like a 77 Eldorado. Nothing like a 2-door coupe that can fit like 7 people. Now you get a 2-door coupe. You're lucky to fit 4 uncomfortably. Obviously they get like, 5 miles to the gallon, but I think they're sweet. If I could justify the gas, I'd get one. The Kia Sedona. Yeah, I bet it hasn't. If it hasn't gone below 70, well, I mean, it's gone to like 68 here. All this construction, just more and more and more and more and more. It's right near where I got my last wisdom tooth pulled, finally. I don't even want to try rolling the Poyo when I get in the Cape. It's going to be so slammed. I wish I could DoorDash and stream at the same time. Unfortunately, I would need to get a second device to do that, which I could do, but I would need internet. I would need to like put a tablet up and use my phone for the DoorDash part. Do they have DoorDash in Miami Beach, Chris? We're slowly moving. It could be worse. We could be like all merging down the one lane. You can see over all the Bismarcks are kind of recovering. Oh, I bet there are delivery streamers. That would make sense. I think that would actually be popular, especially in the U.S. All right. I'm just curious. That's got to be a rough job. Okay. I don't blame you. Now I really want a pizza for dinner. Made like $520 last week doing DoorDash. My mortgage broker was like, "What is this DoorDash?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, I forgot I do this food delivery." And he's like, "I thought you did the plants." I'm like, "Yeah, I do. That's my thing." But I do that also because I don't know. Hey, Anthony, what's going on, man? Did I respond to your last email? I'm not sure if I did. Oh, we're gaining watchers. Oh, that was a Ford Fusion. So, in Miami, are you asking, Chris? Have I played poker? I haven't played much lately. I've been playing a couple home games, but really not much. All I've been doing is just working and looking at houses, which has been depressing. And a casino. Oh yeah, I played at Magic City. I played at Hialeah Park, and that's in Miami, and Hollywood, Hard Rock Hollywood. Hey Adam, what kind of palms are you looking for? Are you looking for specimens? Are you looking for like smaller plants? Are you looking for like, uncommon stuff? I'm not. I'm in Venice. I'm looking to either buy or rent my own place in Venice. I want to live with my sister for so long. It all depends on what you're looking for, Adam. I mean, I can direct you to the right people, or if something I might have, I'd rather offer. Obviously, if I have something that you're looking for, I would be happy to offer it to you. But if you're looking for like specimen stuff, it all depends whether it's common or uncommon, or because Venice really isn't a good place to buy like common specimen palms. You're gonna pay retail. Okay, I'll check that out. Let me know what. Oh, we're going slow. This thing really likes to shake it up. Come on, who doesn't realize you need to turn until like 100 yards before? I don't get that. I wouldn't recommend anywhere in Venice for that. I'd actually tell you to go. So you want some mature coconuts? You're gonna find a better price on Pine Island than you are in Venice. You're gonna get charged a retail price. Now, if you have your own ability to move, well, in the specimen coconut, you really need a heavy-duty truck. I don't really buy anything from anywhere in Venice. I'm trying to think of the close. Yeah, early November, most likely, Anthony. Mature dwarf coconuts are going to be hard to find anywhere near Venice. Just any coconut. I mean, there's some retailers out there, but you're going to pay a good chunk of change for it. I'm just trying to think who. No one. You know, you're basically. If you want to go wholesale, you can go to Pine Island. I can send you, you know, a few. You only drive an hour. Okay, Pine Island's about an hour and 15 minutes. But it's basically like this drive, essentially, is what it is. Some of those guys may not sell to you because you're not a landscaper. So I would recommend do whatever you do not go to MRT right there at on 776. That place is a joke. They wanted to hire me as like a landscape consultant, and they were like, we need to resell our plants 300% from what we pay for them. So, you know, we pay 3 times the wholesale price. You know, you can get a coconut there, but talking like $1,500 for like a coconut with 6 feet of wood. Getting a dwarf coconut is going to be a little more difficult because people will say they have a dwarf. But if you want a true dwarf, like I might have to do some searching for you on my end. Pine Island is kind of like the instead of the West Coast. God, that's traffic. I feel like I'm in New Jersey or like Long Island with this traffic. There's like no break from it. It just keeps on going for miles and miles and miles. It's not like standstill. Palmco is not a bad place to go, but getting a dwarf coconut is one of those things that you have to really know what you're looking for in the plant. Adam, if you're interested, you know, for a small fee, I can help you out with getting a true dwarf. It's one of those things where you kind of need the eye, seeing the leaflets, asking the right questions. You know, it will save you a lot of money in the long run. So that's something that I can meet you down there when I'm down in Cape Coral one of these, you know, times. You want to go down there, I can bring you to the right people. I can find out some prices beforehand. Alright, we're a little bit wider open here, so a little bit nice. Golden Corral. I didn't know there was a Golden Corral here. I've never been to Golden Corral before. I don't count on going, but I don't know, no Pindos. You know, it's one of those things where I can, you know, it's up to you. I mean, if you want to email me, I can kind of give you an idea of what, you know, if you're going to make like $1,000 purchase, which is what you're going to do, if a mature dwarf coconut is going to be, I'd rather make sure that you make sure that you get a dwarf coconut rather than just taking some guy's word for it, because that's what happens a lot of the time. I can tell you that because I've sold people coconut sprouts, and I told them, I'm like, listen, this came off a dwarf, but it was probably hybridized with a semi-dwarf. He's like, that's all right, as long as it has some sort of dwarf in it, we can sell a 7-gallon for like $75. I'm like, listen, that's, if you're gonna do that, that's not on me. You know, you're just buying them for, you know, cheap for me. So it's kind of like, how can I explain what it's like buying a dwarf, buying coconut varieties? I'm just trying to think of a good analogy for it. There's a lot of ambiguity in it, and as a result, someone can get, you know, a lot of these growers will say as much as they possibly can get away with, like, telling you it's a dwarf with a, you know, with a clear head, and I feel like it's not necessarily the case. True dwarfs are very hard to come by, and people will command a much higher price for them. Come on, people. Driving here. like get out of here. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We are free now. Hey James, what's going on? I'm just driving to Cape Coral. That guy looks like he's having a rough time. Is that an advertisement for Panera Bread even though there's not one around for like 15 miles? Frost. Oh, Chris, yeah, that storm was brutal. I actually had to drive. So we had that tropical storm kind of go through like the armpit of Florida there near Panama City, and we like on the West Coast got the brunt of it really. Yeah, Friday night my sister went to a wedding for Alan, her boyfriend's like best friend, and he was on Longboat Key. Hey Zach, what's up? And I had to pick them up at like 12:30 at night. It's an hour drive from Venice all the way out to the top of Longboat Key. So I set out. It was raining initially, and it just got worse and worse. I was in the truck. I mean, I was hydroplaning even with all-wheel drive, and then I just sitting there like these like little cottages, like trying to find my sister and her boyfriend, and what's it called? Driving home, it just got worse and worse, and then like around 3 in the morning, that's when I kind of got home in time to eat some food. Yeah, my phone went off and it was like tornado warning for Venice Gardens, South Venice, kind of the area where I live. And I'm like, shit, like I don't know where to go, like, because there's nowhere to really go in the house that's like tornado safe. So they spotted hey Bob, what's up? Hey Dylan, what's going on? Sorry, you guys are probably gonna be going off in about 15 minutes, but ooh, that's a Mercedes S-Class for sale. I kind of want to go check it out. Hey, what's going on, Bobby? Mercedes S-Class from that era is probably... It's sitting out there in the blaring sun. It looks a little bit rough. Those things can be a disaster. Yeah, there was a water spout about 15 miles west of where I live. It's like 12 miles offshore. And so all it said was like seek shelter immediately. I'm like, it's 3:45 in the morning or 3:30 in the morning. I don't know what the... Yeah. It's called the Nissan Altima. Altima. Alright. Yeah, it takes a while, Bobby. But they do germinate. Okay. Yeah, they are tanks. Unfortunately, they cost the equivalent of a tank. No, I didn't get rid of the Ridgeline. I'm just driving it's a long story, but my sister didn't want to repair this vehicle because the alternator was broken. And it's actually an expensive fix because it's buried in the engine. So I agreed to pay for it in return for like renting it back for X number of miles. So I'm just getting the most of... Sorry. I'm just trying to get the most of my miles for my money sort of thing. Because I don't need the truck to drive down there. I'm trying to... Yeah, I was awake then. It was the storms were so loud, like thankfully my sister and her boyfriend were so drunk they just fell asleep and then couldn't hear it. Yeah. back. Aren't you special? I wish I got more tornado emergencies. And that rattling is something else. Yeah, they can. I remember living in Virginia. That's the one time I've actually seen a tornado in the light, was actually in Northern Virginia. Oh, so you actually took a new job in the meantime. Okay. Okay. Grand Marnier sounds good. Ashley's doing all right. It's kind of the same thing. Just, I've been a little bit. I was a little bit had by a situation that involved her mother. And I don't really want to get into it because, I mean, her mother has no reason to be upset with me except for just. Are you really going to cut me off? Yeah, you just can't help yourself. Huh? I have to get behind. Kuma. Nice. Dylan, that's an Italian term for like a sort of like another woman in your life. Yeah. Like a guma. But I haven't really come down here. I didn't come down last time that Ashley was off work. She came up here, and I'm working towards getting her up to Venice. So that's my plan. Come on, dude. This guy's not even going the speed limit in the fast lane. Or the passing lane, I should say. Oh, he got passed. Alright, well. I didn't even have. Oh, I just had the parking lights on. Hold on a sec while Yeah, you're not going to get around him. That's fine. This car has got plenty of power. You want to just get mad and step on the gas? I'll go right there with you. I guess maybe didn't realize he was going so slow, but sorry. I gotta watch the road because we're doing, a decent speed. And then he started tailgating the car that passed him. That's why this is Florida. You gotta love it. Alright, what's going on here? It is a sedan, yes. It is a 4-door sedan. It was offered in a coupe about 10 years ago. They got rid of that about 7 years ago. I'm gonna be heading off. Chris, those are nice bananas and setes, or I should say, I'm going to be heading off here in a few minutes, so just giving you guys a heads up. It is nice and warm. It's probably about 83. No sign of really like a real cool off. It might be like in the mid to upper 80s every day, in the low mid 70s at night now. It's better than like 92 with a low 77. It hasn't genuinely cooled down, in my opinion. Hey, Bob, try going to bananas.org and seeing if you can find someone that's willing to trade or... I'm not sure, Bobby, what you mean. The route? Is it a part of the route? Once I pass into Cape Coral, I'm going to have to head out, so that's be about 5 minutes from now. I probably am going to go to Pollo at a later point, but not now. I'm not going to get food now. As you guys know, it's a little bit too early for me to be eating. Yeah, check it out. I might come back on later. It really depends on whether what I'm doing with Ashley, because I'm only down there for a day to see her, and I won't see her for like a week, so... eventually have to get in this lane here. The other lane. And I just spilled the soda on the floor of the passenger seat. The house prices here are actually kind of stagnant. There's a lot of supply now. I think the prices are going to start going down. So... everyone's like, oh yeah, they're just going to continue to go up. I'm like, obviously you've never taken an economics course in college or high school. But, you know, right now, like, to give you an idea, like an entrance price for a house in Venice is probably, like, for a single family house. I looked at one that was 660 square feet, 2-bedroom, tiny house, was asking 138,000 US. That's like that's almost 200,000 Australian. I don't know how that compares to prices there in Sydney. I'm sure Sydney's more expensive. But the prices are just too high. Like that was a $65,000 house, 6 years ago. And it'll happen again. Alright guys, so we're gonna pass by those site ads. I'm gonna show you guys, then I'm gonna get off. So I'm gonna say goodbye now, show you the plants, this time in some light. And then we shall carry on. This guy in the Toyota. I don't think it's a guy. It's hard to tell. It's dark. Now it's going to be probably even harder to see these plants, but the taxes aren't bad. I mean, Lee County used to have a 6% tax, like up to the 6+1 for discretionary. I mean, the housing taxes aren't that bad either. I want to say my sister pays like $1,400. The site cats are right there. You can't really see them any better than it. But that date's dying, just like so many others. All right, guys, I gotta get going, but let's talk later, okay? Thanks for watching. Jesus, what is the point of that? See you, Bobby. See you, Chris, Zach, Dylan, Mercury.